What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rashaad
And Chade.
with another episode of Giving All of My Experience. But this episode is exciting because it's the episode of season 2. I know that we have been gone for 7 months. We're going to talk about all of that into this episode. I know I had some people asking me, like, bro, did y'all quit podcasting? Because I haven't seen you guys post anything on your Instagram page. We did not quit. We just took a break. For people who watched us in season 1, know that my grandmother passed away in March, and our last episode was in July. And right after we recorded that last episode, we pretty much got into getting ready for Chloe to be introduced into this world. We had her August the 19th of last year. So after we pretty much had her, it was just taking care of our baby, getting our minds right, and trying to figure out a game plan on how we were going to get to this moment that we're at right now. So with that being said, how has motherhood treated you, Sade?
I would say motherhood has treated me fair. This experience was different than my last two experiences. Far as in just being full time, um, I guess breastfeeding, you would say. I'm doing that full time, but then it shortly ended at month
I
four.
was about to say, don't lie
And
to people and make it seem like you've been breastfeeding
no,
the full time.
my goal was to hit 6 months, but then I became exhausted. So it shortly ended at month four, but I was proud of myself for going as long as I did do. Um, then just readjust adjusting to having four kids and then now having five.
That is a
Messiah,
lot.
being going from being the baby to now he's considered the big brother. So him, still seeking that attention that he once had. Um, and then just overall re becoming a mom again is different in itself. So like learning a new child and sleepless nights, of course, and then early mornings. So, but
Yeah,
overall, it's been great.
the sleepless nights I can't really attest to because I'm knocked out.
Yes.
I'm knocked out, but what I will say, being a parent again has been a struggle. I'm so used to being able to come home and like decompress because everybody can fend for themselves.
Hmm.
But now it's like you got to come home and you still want to do the things that you want to do, but you have to cater to another human being. And she is very demanding, like someone I know.
Pretty much.
So yeah, I mean, outside of just readjusting and being a parent again, I would say my last 7 months have just been me finding my purpose again. When my grandmother passed away, it definitely took a lot out of me. I pushed through it. I thought that I was okay, but I really wasn't okay. And the reason I figured that out, I would say it was Thanksgiving. We went to my grandmother's house to celebrate Thanksgiving because that's what we always at grandma's
Hmm.
house. And the entire time I was there, I was just sitting and staring at her chair because I just remember like a couple months ago, like you was chilling, sitting in that chair, laughing and
Yeah.
joking. So it was just like, before we decided to start recording again, I took the time over the last few months just to rewatch episodes, critique us on the things that we didn't do and the things that we did do. And I just looked at where I was at. My physical presence, face a little slimmer, body was a little slimmer, then just where I was at mentally. And I realized, like, bro, you're not even that same individual anymore. And I know people probably listening to this or looking at the video, like, why would you want to be a person you were in the past? It's not about being stuck in my past. It was just more so about I seen where that person was headed and I see where I'm at now. And right now, all I can see is stagnation because I haven't been working out. We haven't even been reading our Bible like we were. We just
Hmm.
got back into praying nightly because of us being in Lent currently, and that was one of the things that we wanted to do. So it's just a lot of things that we haven't been doing, and I know one of the things that I haven't been doing is just being true to who I am. So right now it's just me getting out of this season of being stagnant, and being depressed because I didn't even realize that I was depressed in certain
Yeah.
stages. So you just getting over that, and glad to be in this space because this is actually a part of my therapy for me because I actually get to get it out. I all the stuff that I'm like I yap out during the podcast is in my head most of the time. So having this space, having this time with Sade, it's definitely helpful. The last thing I will say over these last 7 months, I realize is that my patience level like sucks. Like I have patience a little bit, but my patient level is horrible. And having a new baby, dealing with four boys on top of the new baby, it is testing my patience like to the max. Like how is your patience in this during this time of change that we're experiencing right now?
It is better. My patience has actually um, increased. There was a point in time where I only felt like I had patience at my workplace because, of course, I'm being paid to have patience to deal with another child that is not mine. And then I would come home and I wouldn't have as much patience as I thought I should for my own children. And that would at times bother me because I feel like if I'm dealing with someone else's child, I should definitely have patience for my own. But I will admit it wasn't there as much as I would like for it to have been. But having a newborn baby has allowed me to have that patience. Like I said in the beginning, um, I don't even think I mentioned it, but this year for Messiah has been one of the hardest years for Cameron and Curtis. It's like a walk in the park for them because they have already a been in the role of being a big brother. So
Multiple
this is
times.
multiple times. So this is not new to them, but this is new to Messiah. So having Chloe, gaining that new set of patience for her, and then gaining patience for Messiah in his time of challenges throughout this school year and at home has definitely helped me a lot. And it helped me with the older kids too because I now have to um, understand their frustration. They're getting older. They have things that they don't want to talk about. And I am learning to be patient in those seasons where they don't want to talk to me or come to me. So, patience is definitely one of the things that I have definitely started to work on and still learning about.
No, the patience thing, it is very virtue. I know for you it's kind of hard because you have to be patient at work all the time, no matter the circumstances. Like you can't even show your true mom identity, and then it's like you got to come home, and you don't want to be like overly mom because you
Yeah.
still want to show them some grace because you,
Yeah.
like you just said, it's like I show all this patience and grace with kids that I work with, but then
Hmm.
with my own, I'm like hitting them in the head with a hammer, basically.
Yeah. Like very high tempered. But I think also for work is it's like they teach you different ways because I have to still I'm patient but there's still some discipline behind my way of doing things at work. So what I do is I take the discipline, my way of discipline and how I do things at work, and I bring it, some of it I bring home, not all of it, because not all of it works.
Yeah,
Not on my
I'm gonna keep my
kids.
comment to myself. I'm gonna just remember what I said. I'm gonna do with Yelp.
Yeah.
Leave a Yelp review. Outside of patience, I would say one of the biggest things that I've started to realize doing this transition of being a like a new baby parent. I won't say I think we said new parent. It's like we already are parents, but we have a new baby, so a new baby parent, if that would make sense.
Yeah, you
Uh,
become a parent again.
yeah, you do. Yeah,
This
so
is a different child, different
one
experience.
thing I realized is that we sucked with having a system. Like we don't have any type of system. We just go with the flow. Whatever the day presents is whatever happens, and we never really realized how big a system played a impact in our lives, spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Um, and you would think like just a person sitting back listening to this, maybe you might be riding in your car or you watching it on YouTube, sitting down on your couch. systems are very important. Not just systems that you set in place for like work, but like systems for your personal life. So just to give you kind of like a sneak peek of what takes place in our house is that technically I'm supposed to be up in the morning at 4:30, like 5 o'clock to get to work by 6, but I'm out the door at 6:45, and I get to work like 7:30. Just the graces of being the boss. When I get home, it's probably about like 5:30. As soon as I get home, the kids are like running right behind me because our daycare provider a few doors behind me, and my decompression time is in the bathroom. Like that's the best time I get to myself. It's like that's the only time I get to myself, and we just go whatever the flow is that day. Like some days, Sade may come home, the house is clean, dinner's already being cooked, and bottles are cleaned, and the night is prepped. Then some days, Sade come home and I'm laying on the couch exhausted. Nothing's done, nothing's prepped. And I say all that to say is that it's like when you build a system, you're able to keep things in order, not only for yourself, but for your house. Because what you don't realize is that you don't have a system. So now your house is chaotic. The kids are taking showers whenever they feel like it because you haven't really put a system in place. But when you put those things into place, it makes your life a lot easier. And where I'm going at it with is that it's like for me, we're trying to become content creators. We potentially want to become a business owner, and it's like we're working 9 to 5s, and we're not creating any time for ourselves in between that 5 to 9 period to be able to build, to be able to do whatever we want to do. And like I just said to you guys earlier in the episode, I haven't worked out. Well, only one of the main reasons why I haven't worked out is because I haven't even put a system in place for me to work out. When I was working out consistently, we had a game plan where Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll get home X amount of time, X time, get the kids situated, and I was able to leave my phone here when I seen Sade was like 5 minutes from the house, and I would just run to the gym because I knew she was pulling up right behind me. But now with us having a newborn, you can't do that. Like you can't just leave the house.
They'll be calling the police.
Yeah, definitely be calling the police. Definitely be calling the police. So I say that to say to everybody out there, man, develop a system. Even if you don't have any kids, you don't even understand how crucial that is for your life. I'm sorry I don't have an example of a system because we're just telling you our truths of where we are right now. We don't
Mm,
have a system. Or do you have an example?
it's a preschool system,
All right,
but
well, give the
I
preschool
mean,
system.
even just like think of it like this: like you have to have a system. If a toddler can have a system, like whereas in, let's say for example, you have a list of things that they have to do in the morning. They have to first wake up. What do they first do when they wake up? They brush their teeth, wash their face, and then they go in their room. They put on their pants first, their shirt, their socks. That's even a system. It's as small as that. Like just something as small as that, putting that in place for yourself. And for an example for a person who doesn't have children. And then you just do small like that, things like that. And then you start off by adding things like maybe if you're a tea person, you add that. Okay, before I put anything on my stomach, like it's what Rashad is doing, I'm going to drink a hot cup of water with lemon or anything that you want to infuse your water with.
You know, here giving
Adding
everybody
that
my secrets.
to your system. I mean, but it's a system that you have. Um, and then if you have kids, I feel like I have kind of a system. I get up, I'll get Cameron and Curtis and the older kids up first, and then I come downstairs. Well, I get myself dressed and then I get Chloe together. By the time I'm done doing all that, the kids are coming downstairs with their coats
Yeah,
and
so it
stuff
sounds like
on.
you got a system. It sounds like
It's
I'm
a
the one
it's
that don't
a
have the system.
it's a it's a small system that had to be worked on, of course, because it was not this easy in the beginning when I first went back to work. I was running around here like a chicken with my head cut
Yeah,
off.
I was dreading going back to work.
and
Those eight
and
weeks
it
off
was
was
really
amazing.
bad. So I feel like the more you're consistent, the more you'll like start to see your system form. I feel like we're creating a system as we go along the way because we're still learning Chloe. Some days are different with her, and some days Rashad can get her and she's asleep. when coming from
Yeah, that's
daycare.
true. No,
And
that is
then
true.
other days she's awake and
You
she's
at the
like
mercy of
Rashad said,
Chloe.
yeah. So like I feel like us right now, our system is going to be developing until shoot, she turns one, honestly. And even when she turns one, we're still going to be building even new systems. So I feel like for us, far as in us, we are constantly adding different things to our system because we're still learning this child, you know, that
Yeah, see,
is needs
this is why
all
you
of our attention.
this is why you need a great partner. You see how I was about to like segue into something else and she just came and gave y'all this entire explanation on systems.
I think that's the preschool teacher. We have to have a system at our schools.
Well, I'm gonna just piggyback on Sade thing before we segue into something different. If you don't have a system, the system will affect your life in multiple ways. It won't just affect how you sleep. It won't just affect how you feel. It will affect your spiritual being because, like she just said, with Chloe having so many different schedules, we, I want to say, the first 2 days of Lent was able to pray like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But then you get to the third day, Chloe decided to stay up till 11:45.
Yeah.
So we fell asleep, and I woke up the next morning like, oh shoot, we didn't even do no prayer before we went to sleep, and it wasn't even intentional. It was just because, for like we just said, we don't have a system in place, and our system right now is being dictated by Chloe.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think the only time things worked out in our favor with Chloe was Valentine's Day. Remember
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, she literally slept the entire afternoon. I think we got out of bed like 7 o'clock.
And that also was the weekend.
Okay, it was the weekend. So what you feel like because we tired out most of the day?
Yeah, yeah, I feel like that was a part of it. And then just like I feel like the weekends also leave you like a little bit of that wiggle room, whereas during the workday, you literally have between the hours of 6 and 10
Mm-hmm.
to get all of these things in. And I say 10 because for us, realistically, we're not in bed until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Our kids are in bed at 9:30, but so we have that space. That's not a lot of time, but we managed to put
A lot in
a
within that
lot
time.
in
Yeah.
within that time frame. So I feel like weekends are definitely more flexible than the weekdays for our system.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. One of the things I have, of course, we all know that has been a topic over the last couple of weeks has been Valentine's Day. How do you feel like your Valentine's Day went?
I had a great Valentine's Day. I'm not a big person when it comes to like these particular holidays because I feel like every day is a day to Valentine's Day is just not for couples. It's honestly to share love with your neighbor, with your friends, with whomever you feel like at that point in time that you should share your love with. So my Valentine's Day was special because I was able to spend that day with not only just you, but I was able to spend it with Chloe, with Messiah. I would have even been even more happy if we had all of our kids here, with us. But my Valentine's Day was great. We, like I said, we spent the whole day together and
Yeah.
then we went out to the store. I think we deep cleaned the house together,
Yeah. We
which
definitely
always
did
makes
clean it up
us, I know it makes me happy because my
like
house
an
is
old
clean
lady.
and it smells good. And then we went out to the market, picked up some steaks. We had sides already here. We were able to get the kids down early. Kudos to the weekend. See, that's what I mean. You can do a lot on the weekend.
No, you could
It's
definitely do a lot on the weekend.
definitely more flexible on the weekend. So I'm glad Valentine's Day fell on a weekend and not a weekday. Because if falling on a weekday would have just been, we would have got some stuff done, but it just would have been all over the place.
Yeah, I felt like we had, and then on top of that too. Well, I was off on Monday because of President's Day.
Yes.
You had to work because you had
Unfortunately, I had
conferences, so
conferences.
it was a lot easier for me because I really got to chill a lot for Valentine's Day. One of the things I will say about Valentine's Day for me is that I feel like Valentine's Day is overrated. I don't really see the hype around Valentine's Day, and that's just me personally because I feel like if you do the right thing, the things that you're supposed to do for the other 364 days throughout the year, that that one day really truly doesn't matter, but people make
Yeah.
it such a big deal. But the one thing I will say to back up my statement is that everybody's situation is different.
Yes.
Everybody's situation is different. My wife is very simplistic. Like she just told you, we cleaned the house all of Valentine's Day. We ran to the market at like 8 o'clock,
Hmm.
grabbed some steak, some other stuff, and I love like scotch and whiskey, so we have like a plethora of different bottles of whiskey and scotch in here to pick through. And I think we had McCullen that
Hmm.
night. Yeah, so it was like for us, it was just a regular day for us. We didn't really care too much about the
And we
fact
were
that it was
able to watch
Valentine's Day.
three
Yeah,
movies,
we did watch 3 movies. We watched
two
all.
new, one old.
Yeah, we watched All About the Benjamins. Ended the night on All About the Benjamins. That's a great movie right there.
Funny. Classic.
No, so I mean, I would say for those out there who do take Valentine's Day serious, man, if you just put in the work all the other days of the year, you really wouldn't have to worry about the one day. But I'm pretty sure. I think you touched on it because we actually tried to record a couple days ago. And I think Sade said something about she wanted to go out next year, get dressed up,
Yeah.
and go out. But I don't think it's gonna happen because she's gonna forget. I want to remember, but she's gonna
I am
forget.
not going to forget. You think I am, but I'm not.
Oh, you already got it saved in your.
Yeah. Put some heels, dress, put on some slacks, button down, dress shoes. Go out.
Go out,
Yeah. Just
hit the
get a
town,
meal.
hit the town,
Come back home.
huh? And hit the town.
I don't know about hitting no town,
Yeah,
but
we can go out.
go out where?
I don't know.
Next topic.
Well, the next topic is actually us closing it out. That's the next topic.
Well, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, the next topic is actually us closing us out. And with us closing it out, I will tell people who are listening to this or watching to this that you are not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. God wouldn't have placed you in the situation that you're in right now, whatever you're going through, if this isn't where you were supposed to be. I think that we get so caught up into thinking that we're supposed to have the 800 credit score, drive the nice car, have the picket fence by a certain age, but it doesn't work out like that. Is wherever you at in life right now is where God intended to have you. And what I will say to counteract that is that if you feel like you're behind, just start. Just put one foot in front of the other and just begin. That's literally why we're sitting right here recording right now. We came up with multiple excuses over the last couple of months on why we couldn't record, and I just think it's because we're both perfectionists. Like we, everything has to be right. Like Chloe had to be sleep X, Y, and Z. But just start just start. Just like how Nike has it as their slogan, just do it. Because you don't even know what's going to happen. Maybe you do it and you think it sucked, and God found 10 people who thought it was powerful, and now look, you don't know where it's going to take you. So I would just say that before we close out the day, if you feel like you're behind, you're right where you're supposed to be. You
Yeah,
got
I
anything
think
for
that's
people?
good. I would say give yourself some grace, be patient with yourself, be very present in moments, good and bad, because even in the bad, there's something that you were supposed to learn and take from that experience. Um, like Rashad said, just start. And one thing that I am learning that even if you started last week and let's say this week you have a couple of hiccups, don't look at it as, oh, I have to start over. No, you're just picking the baton up from where you left off. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself some grace. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Do not go through the rabbit hole of comparing yourself to others and looking at where other people are or where they're going, because you do not know their story and what they had to go through to get to that place. So that's it.
Yeah, I like that. If you would like to keep up with us on a personal level, I am on Instagram at underscore Rashaad Senior. That's literally like all one word. I know it's a lot. It'll be in the descriptions. And I'm also on Twitter, which I will never call it X. I am on Twitter at underscore Shadi J with a capital J. You want to tell everybody where they can find you for your personal accounts?
Yes, so I have two personal accounts. One is you can find me at Sade Williams __, or you can follow me on my other personal page. It's my name spelled backwards, 3 E's
Why she need
DAHC.
two pages?
Well, one was originally just my personal page, and then the Sade Williams with the two underscores was my page where I did my Tuesday talks and my testimony Tuesday, and then it became Wisdom Wednesday, and it's soon to become, as I talked about last season, the Becoming Table. But
That's another topic for another episode.
yes, it is.
Yeah, so if you want to keep up with our podcast pages, you can just follow us on Instagram at Giving All of My Experience. That's all one word. We really appreciate for the people who reached out to us over the last 7 months that just asked how we were doing, asked about the podcast. It just let me know that we actually had people that was like invested and really wanted to see and hear what we were talking about. So I definitely appreciate you guys. We will be back every Tuesday at 6 a.m. I don't know how many episodes, but we're just going to record until God tell us to get ready for season 3. We really appreciate you guys, like we said. Until we see you guys next time, I am your host, Rashaad.
And I'm your hostess, Sade.
I was about to say something crazy, but we just go.